want to ask you, both of you actually, why is it so important to have women in leadership roles in global health and beyond? And let's start with you, Julia.
And the reason we need women in leadership roles comes down to a very simple thing, which is that I believe that merit is equally distributed between the sexes. And so if we're looking at the leadership of any institution, whether it's in health or in any other walk of life, and we're not seeing around half men, half women, then that must mean that there were women of merit who hit artificial barriers and had their progress stopped. And given how challenging the issues are in today's world, of course, we want the best people to come through. In health, in fact, given the workforce is so feminised, really, we should see more women in leadership than men. So that just goes to show how far we've got to go to make progress and to get true equality.
I just want to say that, yes, I very much second what Julia said about women in leadership. I think you would be missing a considerable amount of innovation, creativity, and input when you leave women out. They bring solutions just as men do. They, as Julia said, they are people of merit. So why would you want to leave out half of what humanity has to bring on the table to help lead?
A woman can do it, that there's not somewhere this sort of, super set of human beings and they're the only ones that ever get to go into politics, that people like myself could go into Parliament and could make a difference. So she was a hugely transformative influence on my life.
Yes, I've encountered a lot of resistance to leadership of women, my leadership in many places. I've also encountered reactions to race. So in my case, it's complex because you're not only talking of reaction to you being a woman, but you're also talking about your color and your race. And in my case, I'm very visibly African. So what I've done is power through. I call it their problem and I keep going, being myself, ignoring what is before me and just focusing on what I need to do and getting it done. I've focused on getting results because I also find that in a situation, if you're involved in a task and you can get to the end and get good results, sometimes people forget whether you're a woman, whether you're Black, what you're wearing and who you look like.
This time round, we are putting money in, 500 million US dollars, but also urging the world to make special efforts so that this time around, the girls don't get left behind. And when schools reopen, we make sure that girls go back to school, that they catch up lost learning, that they continue to have opportunities. There's much to do in our world to achieve equality at that level, as well as at the level of leadership that we've been talking about today.
And to younger women, my call to action to you is nothing will be handed to you on a platter. You've got to fight for it. You've got to make it work. You've got to go for it. Be yourself, be confident, and know that the experiences you're going through are not peculiar to you. One of the best things about the book that we wrote is showing other women that even women in high leadership positions go through some of these same experiences. They don't go away, but knowing that other women go through it helps when you're a younger woman. So my call to action is seize the moment, be yourself, move forward.
So what has that been for you leading through crises and as you're now leading through the COVID-19 situation?
It's really a difficult time, but it's also a time when we have used the opportunity. We reacted very swiftly. We were able to take proactive actions, and we took some very bold decisions that would have been impossible to take at other times other than the kind of times we find ourselves in. So COVID brought a lot of hardships, but it also brought a lot of opportunities.
I think it's just really summed up in wanting to be the best at whatever it is that I've done. And if one focuses on that, you find that eventually, leadership sort of comes your way. I tell people that apart from the first job, after having practiced law for a few years, after my first job in banking, which was the only one I applied for, subsequent roles have always been through people calling me, asking me whether I've been interested in a particular role or job or next assignment. And this is because of one's focus on doing well at what one is doing, and building the network and connectivity that enables people outside one's area of control and influence to spot one and give one opportunities.
In my team in the ministry, I have a number of special advisors and technical advisors. 12 of them are women. Because I do believe that the empathy that women have and this instinct, a natural instinct for collaboration and partnership is best found in women.
It's really about one, knowing that one is not alone in the journey to leadership, and having gotten to positions of leadership, ensuring that one is also bringing people up and helping them as well. And before I keep quiet, I would say that COVID-19 being the black swan event that it is was really a bump in the road for many of us. I think it kind of caused us to begin to also redefine our lives as female leaders, and examine whether we really were doing enough. That bump in the road, I think, has changed the paradigm for many of us, certainly for me, and it's really about life, lifestyle, and liberty. What are those things? What are those things that are so precious to us, particularly as women with all the challenges and all the demands that we need to begin to look at through different lenses? So it's been an interesting career journey, and really indeed now also quite interesting in my transition from being an executive to the more non-executive role that I play in the bank now, and rethinking even my leadership skills from being sort of more hands-on to being more introspective and using more influence.
Girls get their confidence and their chutzpah from home. So, first from their father. All the successful women who've talked here today have all talked about their fathers. The minister, Bola, Julian, Ngozi. So it's fundamental. Fathers need to give their daughters the confidence at the beginning. There's no other way. And the woman or the girl then doesn't see herself as a girl in the traditional role of girls playing with dolls. That's right. Then I come to mothers, and this is also as important. Many of the mothers start the problem for the daughters. Yes. So at home, they leave the boys watching TV, and the girls washing plates. So something starts forming in the girl's mind, and something also forms in the boy's mind. Women must learn to support women. Then, if women have brought up their boys properly, then their boys are the appropriate supportive husbands. Part of the problem I see is that many of the boys don't understand how to support successful women. Number one, their egos can't take it. Number two, different other things can't take it. So coming back home, I'm looking at all the women in this hall here. Many of them have had tough experiences, I wouldn't say bad experiences, coming through the system. But they stood the test of time, so they're tough women. And so when they chest out to want to take part in political space, and they should, many of them get appointed ministers and drop away. Let them take it to the next level, and we'll support them.